Retirement, India or overseas? आप लोगों ने ये न्यूज़ तो सुनी होगी that Virushka who moved to UK post their retirement. We woke up with this news as soon as India won the T20 World Cup, and Virat had announced his retirement from cricket T20. It has become a very normal thing for celebrities to move to Dubai, UK, Australia, or even US. What about the normal Indian? एक normal Indian को कहाँ retire होना चाहिए after the person is living several years abroad? Hello दोस्तों, welcome to my channel. आज हम एक ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं जो कि हमारे दिल के बहुत पास है, and it's about retirement overseas versus retirement in India. Whether you're dreaming of a comfortable life in your homeland or alluring a new adventure overseas, I have got you covered. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea कि आपको कहाँ पे रिटायर होना है, इंडिया या ओवरसीज जहाँ पे भी आप रह रहे हो. Because हम प्रॉस एंड कॉन्स को लेके चलेंगे इस वीडियो में दोनों कंट्रीज की अबाउट द हेल्थ केयर, लाइफस्टाइल, कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग एटसेट्रा. सो ग्रैब योर कप ऑफ चाय, सिट बैक, रिलैक्स and let us begin planning about your retirement, whether India or overseas. रिटायरमेंट एक लाइफ का सबसे गोल्डन फेज है. हम चाहते हैं इस फेज में रिलैक्सेशन हो, फ्रीडम हो और एक न्यू बिगनिंग भी हो. लेकिन फॉर मेनी इंडियंस अब्रॉड दिस कैन बी अ वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग सिचुएशन वेयर दे हैव टू मेक अ डिसीजन वेयर टू रिटायर. वन पॉपुलर ऑप्शन इज टू रैप अप एवरीथिंग एंड गो टू इंडिया एंड रिटायर ओवर देयर. बट इंडिया में रिटायरमेंट कैसी होती है? सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद प्रॉस एंड कॉन्स ऑफ रिटायरिंग इन इंडिया फर्स्ट. स्टार्टिंग विद फैमिली सपोर्ट. एक सबसे बड़ा रीजन इंडिया में रिटायर होने का यही है that you are surrounded with your family support. In India, it's very common for children to take care of their aging parents. This cultural expectation means that elderly parents can rely on their children as well as their relatives for support, both practical and emotional. एक social taboo माना जाता है for children who neglect this duty, and they are often labeled as selfish if they fail to take care of their parents. So my friends, ये built-in support system एक sense of security देता है aging parents को when they are retiring. Coming to our next point, which is very common, availability of domestic help. India has a robust system of domestic help, which includes nurses, physicians who can take care of the aging parents, especially who are bedridden. और घर की सफाई या बर्तन या खाना बनाना या उनको shower कराना. This labor is comparatively much cheaper than other Western countries. Although it can still be expensive, but depends on your financial planning. And availability of such resources can give the sense of security कि यार जब हम बुढ़े हो जाएंगे हमको एटलीस्ट फिजिकल काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा, just because we have all the domestic help available in India. Coming to our next point, my friends, is social environment and sense of belonging. Retiring in India also means that you will always be surrounded with your loved ones, neighbors, friends and family, and will never be left alone. And in Western countries, it's totally opposite, जहाँ पे पड़ोसी पड़ोसी की नहीं जानता है. And that's why इंडिया में पड़ोसी के साथ ही रहोगे और कभी कभार कुछ ज्यादा ही हो जाता है. This social connectivity can really enhance your quality of life, providing emotional comfort and not to feel lonely, जो कि Western countries में बहुत ज्यादा होता है. अब डिस्कस करेंगे downside of retiring in India, starting with medical health care. While health care is available in India, but उसकी quality and availability काफी vary करती है. कहाँ पे रहते हो? Big city, small city or village? Urban Indians might have access to cutting edge technology and medical treatments, while these facilities might be lacking in rural India. And moreover, without insurance, ये medical treatments काफी महंगे prove हो सकते हैं इंडिया में. And treating serious illness like cancer can even cost you much more, like 50 lakhs or even 1 crore rupees. placing a substantial financial burden on the families in India. This brings to our next point, which is financial consideration. Although domestic help is available in India, but it can be expensive, especially if you require specialized and continuous care. And there are no pension or retirement plans for Indians in private sector. Or dosto, given the increasing average lifespan, you need to have substantial savings to cover these costs throughout your lifetime. While the cost cost of living in India can be less than the Western countries, but ये सारे खर्चे, domestic help, medical treatment, इन सबका cost बहुत ज़्यादा shoot up हो सकता है, and it can be very, very costly for you. Now comes the next point is about relocation challenges. It's a harsh reality. If your children or grandchildren are living overseas and if you're in India, that means you are separated physically from them. और विद इन इंडिया अगर आप रूरल एरिया में रहते हैं और आपके बच्चे सिटी गए हुए हैं अपना करियर बनाने एंड दे लिव इन सिटी, देन ऑल्सो इट कीप्स यू अपार्ट फिजिकली एंड इट विल बिकम वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर योर चिल्ड्रन टू ट्रेवल बैक एंड फोर्थ फ्रॉम देयर सिटी टू यू एंड बिकम्स इनकन्वीनियंट फॉर देम. दिस सेपरेशन कैन ऑल्सो मेक यू फील लोनली एंड यू माइट फील लाइक यू आर बीइंग नेग्लेक्टेड बाय योर चिल्ड्रन. इससे दूरियां आ सकती हैं रिश्तों में. नेक्स्ट वन इज हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस. लेट मी आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन. आप लोगों में से कितने लोग अपने हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस को लेके बहुत सीरियस हैं इंडिया में? There's a recent news in Hindu newspaper which states that Indians are not exercising enough. There is a tendency among some retirees in India to neglect their fitness and health, relying on the assumption that their children will take care of them. This mindset can lead to health deterioration over time. You tell me, how true is this article? अब हम डिस्कस करेंगे रिटायरमेंट ओवरसीज के pros and cons. To start with, well-planned retirement systems. Let me tell you the world's best retirement plan now. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है which is called superannuation. That is a mandatory employer-sponsored retirement scheme and this is considered one of the best in the world. अच्छा, ये सिस्टम वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट क्यों है? Because this system ensures that आपका 10 से 11% की जो सैलरी है वो पोर्शन आपके सुपरएन्युएशन फंड में जाता है and which is similar to your provident fund in India, but there is a big difference. आप ये superannuation का पैसा retirement से पहले नहीं निकाल सकते. That is the biggest difference. This ensures that by the time you retire, आपके पास abundance में वो पैसा हो and by the time you retire, आपके superannuation companies उसी पैसे को invest कर रही होती है and you will get your money along with interest as well as the profit or dividend that money might have made by the time you retire. In the US, there is called 401k retirement plan. And in UK, there are various pension schemes that include state and private pensions. So, ये सारी जो schemes होती हैं government की, that is the backbone of people who are retiring overseas. And second point is, which is very relatable, is proactive health and fitness culture. सच बताना. How many of you think that your children will take care of you after retirement? In Western countries, there is a strong culture of maintaining their health and fitness just because they are not dependent on their children. वो नहीं सोचते कि उनके बच्चे उनका ध्यान रखेंगे, तो उनको अपना ध्यान खुद ही रखना है. So that's why they are every time proactive during the young age. Regular exercise and regular health checkup is ingrained in their lifestyle. इंडिया में हम क्या करते हैं? जब कुछ हुआ तब जा रहे होते हैं डॉक्टर के पास. But here it's opposite. They have the regular health checkups just to avoid something major coming in future. So this is very important point. Oh, on that note, please check out my other playlist about fitness and health. Coming to our next point, high quality retirement homes. Retirement homes in countries like Australia are the world-class ones. These homes are not just about medical care, it is a whole society which also includes social groups and social recreational activities as well, so that people can interact with other retirees as well. Unlike in India, where using aged care facilities is like a stigma कि बच्चों ने घर से निकाल दिया अपने पेरेंट्स को, बेचारे वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं, पैसे नहीं उनके पास या वो गरीब हैं. And the next one is affordable and excellent medical care. Healthcare system in US, UK and Australia are one of the best. And it's called Medicare in Australia, NHS in UK, where it's all free and funded by the government. अगर आप बीमार होते हो and you go to a GP, general practitioner or doctor, and that fees will be paid by the government. So all they would require is your Medicare card. They might have a gap fees which I'll be explaining in my next video. But yes, healthcare is funded by the government over there. Now comes our last section, which is consequences of retirement abroad. Friends, first point I'm sure आपको पता ही होगा, which is loneliness and isolation. This is one of the significant downside of retiring abroad. You can feel very lonely and isolated. आपको पूछने वाला भी कोई नहीं होगा, पड़ोसी भी आके चेकआउट नहीं करेंगे आपको. In countries like Australia, US and UK, it is more of a nuclear family structure and children may live far away from their parents. And if you live alone, there might be chances कि आपको पूछने वाला भी कोई नहीं होगा. This can lead to where health issues can go unnoticed. And in extreme cases, just like in Japan, आपकी अगर डेथ हो गई घर पे, पड़ोसियों को काफी दिनों बाद पता चलेगा just because आपके घर से स्मेल आ रही होगी. Then they will notice something कि यार इस घर से स्मेल आ रही है, हाँ एक बुढ़ा बंदा रहता था यहाँ पे, and then they will check out and find that you are gone. How sad it is. On your last breath, no one is around you. Coming to our last point, which is social and cultural differences. Retiring abroad means that कुछ culture आपको शायद ऐसा adopt करना पड़ेगा जो कि इंडिया में था नहीं और या फिर आपके लिए नया है. This sometimes can lead to social alienation, especially if you're used to that vibrant culture of India, जहाँ पे शाम को पड़ोसी बैठते हैं, सारी गप्पे मारते हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ कैच अप करते हैं और खाते पीते भी हैं. That is one of the difference where socializing is a bit formal here overseas and socialize करना मुश्किल हो सकता है. So my friends, these are some pros and cons of retiring in India and retiring overseas. What is your situation? What do you think? Which is best based upon your situation? आप क्या सोचते हो? Please comment जरूर करना क्योंकि बहुत सी हमारी जनरेशन अभी 40s में आ गई है जो कि अब रिटायरमेंट प्लान कर रही है and they all are confused. I see a lot of questions coming on Facebook groups. So maybe your comment can help. Personally, मैं भी यही सोचता हूँ कभी कभार कहाँ पे रिटायर हो जाए. So I am also confused. So maybe help me, comment down below. I hope you like my video and if you're concerned about your health and living overseas, please check out this video which will really help you to buckle up during your retirement. See you until next time.